Hey, what's going on? This is Martone, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. And today is, I wanted to mention this stuff to you before, but since I didn't get as much sleep as I should have, I think it'll be more likely and more productive for me to do it today. And it should be obvious to everyone when they're lifting. So I want to say this is probably more for younger people, just in terms of every pound, every weight matters. And again, that probably doesn't need to be told to too many people. But the reason I say that is because I didn't know where to get certain things. So that's the good thing about having a certain amount of experience with stuff. So, you know, as of a few months ago, I can't remember when this year, and I think if my Brody Darrell sees this, he'll remember because I think I was with him when I asked someone about it. And I was at a gym, uh, and I saw somebody with these little weights when I think he was doing a bench press. And I was like, hey, where'd you, if you don't mind me asking, where'd you get the micro weights? And I can't remember where he said he got them, but I know I got them from Amazon. And my point is, these are 0.25, and with the dumbbells that I have right now, I have 105 pounds on. And one of the reasons I was able to get that number, especially for people who saw the stuff I did earlier this year, um, you might not know it was this year, but stuff that I've done earlier this year and recorded on here, um, is I would, you know, chest pressed a certain amount of weight, um, flat bench, incline, rows, and whatever else I might have done, probably RDLs, and I would do it with certain numbers. And certain people are probably wondering, like, how the hell did he get that number? And I know whenever I watch the Olympics, and they would do certain things, that's what I was wondering. How the hell did they get that number? Especially if it's an odd number. Like, how did you get that number? So, what I've learned, which again might not be a big deal to certain people. So, again, I just started using this stuff. What is it, November now? So, I just started using these maybe 2 months ago, possibly longer. But again, using these micro weights. Oh, there we are. I was going to say. So if I'm not mistaken, they come in a pack of 4. And the smallest is 0.25. It's hard to read because they kind of messed up a little bit. 0.05, and there's 2 of each one. 0.75, and then the last one is 1 pound. So I don't think I've ever used the 3 smaller ones that I can remember. I currently don't think I have to with the stuff that I'm doing. But again, every pound matters. If you can add 1 pound and actually know how to do it, that is probably how you're going to do it. Using these micro weights. And I wish I had known that before, but I know now. So, as I mentioned at the earliest part of the video, not getting as much sleep as I should have. So, I don't have as much weight on as I would like to, and that might not necessarily be a bad thing in terms of since I didn't get as much sleep as I planned on. Um, I'm just not gonna lift as heavy. And the good thing about that is there's a strong possibility, especially at 38 years old, I shouldn't lift as heavy um, for the sake of longevity and not hurt my elbows or anything like that by lifting so heavy all the time. So, uh, less weight, more reps. When I was growing up, it was very unlikely I would have been able to do that much weight at that pace. So again, especially for the younger ones, give yourself time. Uh, One, you don't know how much time it might take for you. It might not take that long. But give yourself the time to get better. Um, it might take longer than you want, and that's something we all have to deal with. It just depends on how different it is for you compared to whoever else. But don't compare yourself, excuse me, to other people. Learn from the mistakes of others, but don't necessarily compare yourself to others. You should be competing with yourself every day. Um, with high hopes, you can do that in a way that is productive and possibly fun. And for me, it is. Um, and then have more appreciation, um, which might not come until you're older, depending on how young some of you are, any of you are. Um, but over the last, actually for the last few years, but yeah, the last 3 or so years, I've surprised myself, even at 38 years old. 38-year-old vegan now, going on 3 years of vegan. Been lifting for, or doing some kind of workout for like 32 years. Um, and I'm still pleasantly surprising myself with stuff that I can do. So give yourself the time to learn it, to try it, see what works for you. Have fun, get stronger. If you're trying to grow, do that. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I only have 105 pounds on here today. Uh, so yeah, that was my goal for today. Is just to, and I've been meaning to say it for a while as far as video. Um, every pound counts. Uh, you know, I got these from Amazon. The other one is on my dumbbell, so that's why you don't see that. But I already told you the weight. They come in a pack of 4. Um, think I'm gonna get another pack, uh, especially seeing that I think that's the only option I have for the 1 pound, the 1 pounders. I don't know if I necessarily need the other ones. So at least not for me. And if I decide to use them, I have them to add a extra or whatever. But every pound counts, And sometimes, like again, if you remember what I said about for some reason I didn't get as much sleep as I should have, um, and I'm not one of those kind of people who want to or can sleep during the day. So my plan is to just go to bed earlier, which might make my buddy Daryl laugh because he's heard about how early I usually go to bed. So and some other people that might see this video on how early I usually go to bed, but I don't go to bed as early as I was. So I am going to bed early likely, but not as early as I was before. Before I was going to bed at 6:30. I don't do that anymore. 6:30 p.m. I don't do that anymore. So give yourself time to get stronger. If that's what you're trying to do, which I'm guessing you are if you're watching videos like this or similar, uh, to get stronger, to grow. For those that are trying to do that, and usually guys are, and then to get better at all of the above, or however, whatever the variation is for you. Give yourself time, and again, you don't know if it's going to take you longer. And if I had an idea, and I wish I changed it at least a little bit or understood certain things at least a little bit better. But I probably could have been stronger sooner. I didn't know. I didn't know what facts were in terms of what. I had my own idea on what to do to get stronger. It wasn't, I didn't feel like it was taking forever. One, two, I changed my mind a bit too often on what and how to do certain things. Maybe not too often, but often enough. Um, Having, especially when you're younger, make sure to take at least one day off. So that's another thing. One, take at least one day off. Every pound counts. Take at least one day off. Get your sleep. Try to get some sleep. If you don't, I guess that just is what it is. But you should at least try to get a certain amount of sleep. Especially when you're getting toward my age, because I'm 38. To definitely make sure you get your sleep, because it's more important at that point. When you're younger, you have more energy and you can go off with 3 hours of sleep. I'm not doing that now. So take at least one day off. Try to get your sleep. Try to get your meals in as best as you can. Try to keep yourself hydrated, specifically with water. So don't go around drinking Gatorade or certain things all day, all night. Make sure you're drinking a certain amount of water as well as whatever Gatorade and orange juice and certain things you might be drinking. But make sure you drink more water than you do some other things. Even though I'm not trying to make this about nutrition or anything, but again, you may have heard me say it in some other videos before. I can't help it because I just want to make sure, as someone that's has decades of experience and actually wanting to help you, if you care and let me do it and understand what I'm saying. It's just, again, every pound counts. Give yourself time. Take at least one day off, if not two. If you're hurt, either lift lighter or take a day off, or however many days off you might need. And as annoying as that might be, likely is, you'll notice how much stronger you feel when you take a certain, at least one day off, or possibly multiple day offs. Possibly taking a week off. I've done that a few times over the years, especially over the last 3 years, to where I think there might have been at least 3 times I took a week off. Took a week off and came back and because I'm older, it didn't bother me as much taking that week off, but I was more excited when I came back that following Monday to tear shit up. So I'm gonna try not to make it too much longer, but again, that was the goal, is one, making sure you understand that every pound counts. So whatever it is that you're using, every pound counts. Take at least one day off, if not a little more than that, depending on what kind of stuff that you're doing. Because I do each everything twice a week, which is 6 days. Uh, Trying to get my sleep. So do what works for you, but it's likely that you need to make sure you take at least one day off, get a certain amount of sleep, um, get your meals in so that you have the energy you need to do what you're trying to do, depending on how heavy you're trying to lift. And man, make this stuff work and tear the shit up. This is Martin, owner and trainer, Fuller Fitness. Take care.